Hi, welcome back to the Startup Series. I'm your host, Sophia Bomick, and I wanted to come on here today to talk about the benefits of having a full-time job, a day job, whilst building your startup. You usually hear the opposite, which is, can't wait to quit my job, can't wait to do this, can't wait to do that. But specifically in tech, I'm not really sure about other industries, but specifically in tech and when you're building tech, to have another job has significant benefits. So for my day job, I work in the insurance industry, insurtech in general, and I'm in marketing. Now, the reason why I think it's so positive is because I'm able to continue learning. As a manager as well, I'm able to learn about dealing with different people, about the kind of corporate side of running a business, which I think is great. So you're looking at HR, you're looking at performance, KPIs, and actually managing staff, and then the body of work and what you're focusing on, the goal. I think when it comes to startups, you're flitting around so much, focusing on different things that you can't fully invest in one. I find that with my day job, it gives me that distraction to go away and learn something else. But then when I come back to my startup, I just have this fresh new perspective on everything. Which I think is really powerful. I will tell you a story though. I mean, a couple of years ago, I did this course, this marketing course, and the whole time I was being told to leave my job. Because I was working full time, I wasn't taking it seriously. And it was so wrong because remember with tech, so this is another benefit. If you're working full time, you're investing your money back into your business. Where am I going to get the money from if I'm not working full time? I didn't have investment, I didn't have anything. And for somebody to tell me that and to not think about the repercussions of, okay, I'm paying rent, okay, I'm paying for bills, I still need to pay X amount into my startup monthly to keep it moving and to keep the app being built. It's wild. Don't let that stick in your mind. It's the one thing that I've learned from this is just ignore what everybody else says, because it can cause this feeling of, I don't really know, it's like a guilty feeling that's completely incorrect. I remember thinking that for ages. I'm like, am I not doing well because I haven't quit my day job? No, I just know about calculated risk, which is even more prevalent today. Calculated risk is literally when you calculate when the right time is to leave. So my advisor Lee, she always says this to me. She's like, it's the phase where you are uncomfortable, but you know it's moving forward. What does she call it? I can't remember now. I'll ask her and I'll put it in the description. But you have your comfort phase, and then it's just above in the growth phase where you're uncomfortable, of course, but you can still do it. It's when it's unachievable and you've got yourself into a hole and it's just negative. And I never think that being financially insufficient by choice should be an option. Like when someone's telling me or someone's telling you quit your day job to do X, Y, and Z, unless you've calculated when your startup is going to generate revenue, at what point are you break even, when you start generating profit, when can you pay yourself, that is calculated risk, not what I was being told to do. I didn't even have a platform. My startup generating revenue was still 2 years away. It was crazy. Honestly, I look back at that and I just think, what a load of crap. These are people that have big businesses saying shit like that to me. And I just thought, don't project, just because you might have been in debt here. That's not a lifestyle. I do not recommend that whatsoever. If you watch one of my other videos before, I talk about money management. To be financially stable is so important for your mental health. It's so important. Whether you're living at home with your parents, whether you're living in an apartment, whatever your situation is, make sure you're financially stable. For well-being, it's so important. That fear of not having enough money, of maybe being on the street, that isn't, oh God, it pisses me off when they're like, that's the grind, it's the struggle. Fuck off, it's not. That's unhealthy. And actually, a lot of those people, if it wasn't out of choice, they knew that they could get themselves to a point where mummy or daddy would bail them out. And remember that. When someone's giving you advice, remember the other scenarios that they have. They might have B, C, D, E, F, G. Some of us only have plan A and plan B. Plan A being, okay, stick with the job and go for it. And then plan B, it's not even plan B, an extension of plan A. Take the calculated risk when you're ready. I've seen it with, my ex-boyfriend was a music artist, and the one thing that I always saw was he was very good at saying, no, I'm keeping my job because I pay for studio time, I do this, I do that. And you see so many people leaving their jobs and being like, oh, I've made it now, I've signed to this label. It's not even like that. It's so different. It's the reality of a situation. Like if you've gone through every scenario in your head, again, that's calculated risk. Oh gosh, I just see it too much where people leave their jobs due to pressure of what they think they should be doing rather than what they actually feel comfortable doing. It doesn't matter if you stay in your job a little bit longer. It's your life at the end of the day. Honestly, all these things I see about, oh, you're not a real entrepreneur if you're still working full time. It's your choice. For me, it's the right thing to do because we're not there yet. We're not even slightly there. I can't see. Okay, now I can see where we'll start generating revenue. And then the next step for me is to calculate the day when I leave my job. That's where we are right now. That's exciting. But I was told to leave my job 2 years ago. Not okay. So to anyone else that's out there that is thinking of doing that, before you do anything, calculate every risk you take. Think of every scenario, and if you still want to do it, go for it. But as long as you know what you're getting yourself into, I think it's important. And also the people that have day jobs that are building startups, no one's judging you. If people judge you, that's their own insecurity. That's their own thing. I've just learned that now. It's like everybody's going to have their own path and do things differently. Others don't know other scenarios. For example, with me, if I was to leave my job now and just focus on Endorse Me, I'd have no income whatsoever. Where the hell am I going to live? How am I going to eat? I don't have other scenarios. It's so stupid. But yeah, that's my little rant for today. But no, I just think it's a really important topic that we don't really touch on. And to all the delusional people out there that are preaching and saying that people should do exactly what they've done because they know entrepreneurship 101, stop preaching. Everybody has their own ways of doing things. I think if you're going to preach, at least be supportive of others' decisions and move forward, because it's unhealthy and people actually follow your advice if you are a big time influencer preaching this stuff. But that's it from me. I'll be back next weekend with another guest, a creator. She's super interesting, and I can't wait to share this one with you. But thank you so much. Remember to like and subscribe. I've been Sophia, and I will see you next weekend for Easter weekend. Thanks, bye.